university professors and administrators, writers of fiction, creative nonfiction, poets, the backroom poets, solicitors, business people, dear friends. Welcome to the Old Bank Hotel and a celebration of 30 years of publishing for Chris Andrews Publications Limited. My name is Jimmy Patterson, and I am the president of Alan Squire Publishing, and we're located just outside of Washington, D.C. Several years ago, we decided that we wanted to start a little publishing group, but we figured that was a really dangerous idea for our own economic health and well-being. So we... All right, so what we then decided was that we're not going to be able to pull this off without help. So when we came up with our first few publications, we started combing through the ranks of the surviving or just starting independent presses. And we decided that we would reach out and grab hands with as many of those entities as we could, and borrow each other's expertise, or each other's audiences, and whatnot. We started putting out some books, and we're in our 4th year, so we're still here. So tonight we're going to celebrate 30 years of publishing here in Oxford by Chris Andrews, one of my all-time heroes. And we're going to get to him in a couple of minutes. But we're also announcing a joint project between Chris Andrews Publications and Alan Squire Publications of poet, award-winning poet, journalist, and playwright Rose Solari's first novel, A Secret Woman. And what a secret woman she is. I like to call it a sexy romp through time and space. Come on now. You know you love it. All right, Rose is here and she's going to read a few passages from it in a few minutes. Also, this fall, Andrews Publications and Alan Squire are going to publish a book called Billy Christmas by Oxford's own Mark Pritchard. This is a magical tale of a young man's quest to solve the riddle of his missing father. And it takes place over the 12 days of Christmas. And when you read this book, Billy, you'll never hear the name Billy again without thinking of the young man in this book. Mark Pritchard, the author, is here tonight. Now, this is just a galley. The book won't be out till the 1st of October. And so what we're going to do is ask anyone who's interested to take their business card or write their name on a piece of paper and put it in this hat. And this lovely lady will then, when the next time the drinks and canapes go around, she's going to pull out a couple of names. We'll give a couple of these away. It'll be a collector's item because it's an uncorrected galley, not for sale. And I don't expect to see this puppy up on eBay anytime soon. All right, but when you get your copy of Billy Christmas, make sure you walk up and introduce yourself to Mark. He's a very charming man, and he's a brilliant, brilliant writer. His prose is like silk. And make sure you say hi, and he'll autograph it for you. And spend a little time with Mark, because after the 1st of October, he's going to be a very busy boy. All right. Now, we've got stuff for sale. I know you guys noticed it. We've marked down everything. I know if you were to buy A Secret Woman on UK Amazon, it would cost you 17 quid. An atrocious sum. Not really. But for here, it's 10 bucks. So,
Pounds.
Pounds. Can you tell I'm not from around here? All right. All right, on to the matters at hand. 30 years ago, a young man made a name for himself crawling around Oxford taking pictures of his favorite city. Then, after that, he moved on to other towns and other places of beauty around this beautiful island. And if you had been here 30 years ago, you'd have a little more hair. And a little less of this. But you might have been walking down along the canal or up Queen's Lane, and a bumptious, adorable young lady on roller skates might have skated up to you and handed you a photograph of one of the lovely scenes in this beautiful place. 30 years later, 15 million photographs later, 500,000 books later, Chris Andrews is still at it, and let's give that man a hand.
Yeah.
might suggest that representational photography is not art. Take a look around. It is art if it contains two things. It's got to be perfect, but it's got to show you something from your life. It's got to show you something you may even have seen before, a little differently. And I just want to know, were you in a hot air balloon when you took that photograph?
Coming out of it.
I also never, I've known Chris for years. It's never occurred to me to ask him how many times he's been arrested for trespassing.
Not often.
No. All right. Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, please. I wish I had an award to give him, a rubber ducky, a plaque, something like this, but I don't. But you can reward him right now with a round of applause. Welcome, Chris Hand.
Follow that. What a brilliant bloke. Before I had all this lovely wine, I had some idea of what I was going to say. So I